What is up, guys? In today's video we had a pretty small update, but it actually impacts the game quite a bit, especially if you're a Zero Build player. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, comment down below what you think of this change, and let's get right into it. So the change that happened is going to be a bargain bin wild week. This reduces the cost of a lot of things on the island. The shadow tracker, which used to cost 400 gold, will now cost 200. The Exotic Maven shotgun goes from 800 to 400. The Heisted Run and Gun SMG goes from 800 to 400. Item upgrades are now cheaper, with common going from 100 to 50. Uncommon to blue going from 250 to 125. Rare to epic going from 400 to 187. And epic to legendary going from 500 to 250. So a lot of the weapon upgrades are basically going to be half off. Hiring NPCs goes from 100 bars to 50. I think this is mainly for the non-specialist ones, but I could be wrong. Show future storm circles goes from 175 bars to 87. The prop disguise goes from 75 to 37, and the rift service goes from 250 to 125. So a lot of things on the island are half off. Where this impacts the game most is going to be that Exotic Maven going from 800 to 400, because the NPC at Rumble Ruins, the Love Ranger selling the Heisted Maven, was already a big deal for the season, and a lot of players were landing there and buying it regularly, especially in Zero Build, because the Exotic Maven is one of the best weapons, if not the best weapon we've ever had in Zero Build for close range. But people were landing there and buying it for 800. Now it's 400, so you're going to see a lot more Exotic Mavens in your matches. There's people who, 800 was a bit too much that definitely are going to go for it for 400. And I think, landing Rumble Ruins and getting the Exotic Maven could be one of the best ways to get a win right now. It's just, like I said, it's one of the most overpowered weapons. But also, if you do land there and clear that POI, you potentially can get it for free if somebody else buys it. But also, you get some of those players out of the lobby who would have had the Exotic Maven. If you land Frenzy Farm and somebody lands Rumble Ruins, and then they go to the radio tower at Frenzy, you're going to have to fight that person that has the Exotic Maven. Whereas, if you land Rumble Ruins, there's probably going to be one less person on the map with the Exotic Maven if you're able to eliminate them. You know what I mean? You can get them out early before they're a problem, rather than having to deal with them later on. And even if you don't want to land there, if you don't want to land at Rumble Ruins, if you have the ability to rotate through there at any point during the game, I think going there and getting an Exotic Maven would not be a bad idea, because this weapon is incredible, and having to play against it more and more because more players are using it is, it's just a frustrating weapon to play against. And I think the NPC that sells it now respawns as a ghost when eliminated. So it's not even like you can eliminate the NPC after getting it to stop others from doing so. So just expect a lot more Exotic Mavens in your games, and it's one of those items where, if you can't beat it, join it. It's just much easier to use it yourself than have to use Sharptooth SMG, which Sharptooth SMG definitely can beat the Exotic Maven. It's not unbeatable by any means, but it's just the Exotic Maven user has way more freedom in the fight, I feel whereas the Sharptooth SMG user has to be perfect, whereas Exotic Maven just hold the shoot button, walk forward. I'm pretty sure at this point it's been in the game for all of Chapter 4. We all know how good it is, so just, again, it's half off now. It's 400 gold. You can get 200 from capturing a flag. I think eliminating the radio tower boss gives you 175. It's very easy to get the 400 gold you spend on this item back over the course of the match. And I think that's going to impact the way the game is played on this update a lot. Another kind of interesting change with this update is going to be the risk service being half off. A lot of people don't know this, but the May NPC that's in between Slappy Shores and Mega City sells this. It's right next to where one of those radio towers spawns there. And you can just go up to her and buy a rift. And I was using this a lot today after getting that radio tower. If you've done the challenges and you are able to hire her, I haven't done the challenges, but if you can hire her, one interesting thing you can do is you hire her, and then she's going to follow you around, right? But you can dismiss her and then activate the rift. So if you can have the ability to hire her, you basically just have a rift to go following you on the map if you have, the time to activate it. And this could be pretty helpful where maybe you want to go Slappy, get that radio tower, and then rift towards Rumble Ruins, or hire her, walk a bit forward, that way you can rift towards Rumble Ruins. Or you can kind of save her for when combat cache is going to spawn, or be around her near when combat cache is going to spawn, and activate that rift when combat cache spawns. That way you can get a high rarity on your cache. Or you could do the same thing for Island. If you aren't close to where island is going to be, you could dismiss her and then rift and then get to where island is going to spawn before it even spawns, or maybe even use her as a rift to get onto island if that's something you want to do. So there's a lot of interesting things you can do with the rift service, and the fact that you can hire the May NPC. Hadn't really talked about it in a video, but this is just like a good time to kind of go over that. Because not only is it half off, but it's just, yeah, I didn't feel like making a dedicated video to that in the past. Another thing in this update, allegedly, is going to be the Mythic grab bag augment. This gives you a random vault mythic when you choose it, but it can't give you the Midas drum gun that is excluded from this augment's loot. I personally didn't get this augment at all while playing today. That's why I said allegedly it's in the game. Augments are always weird when they add them to the game, because like maybe you're just getting unlucky and not finding it, or they didn't add it, which has actually happened in the past when like augments were supposed to be enabled, but they weren't. Not 100% sure on this Mythic grab bag augment. Not the biggest deal to me one way or the other though. It just gives you the mythics that are in the vault cases. So you can get like the charged shotgun, the MK, the Stinger SMG, TNTina's bow, the chug jug, the ray gun, and the shockwave launcher. The shockwave launcher would be the one I want most. I think that was all of them. Again, like I said, you can't get the Midas drum gun from this augment, but I didn't get it at all today, so I'm not even sure if it's actually in the game. And the final thing I want to talk about is that the Michael Myers skin is coming to the item shop tonight, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be getting this, or Jack Skellington, which is already in the item shop. If you guys do want to use my code when getting either of these Halloween skins, it's just EvolveJ, click my channel name, and it would be much appreciated if you use my code. If you enjoy the videos and want to support the channel, that is something you could do, buying things that you were already going to buy anyways. But that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to let some gameplay play out that I got on stream today with today's update. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. You were an awkward fellow. I feel like I've had the worst time at this radio tower recently. This was a bad play for him. I don't understand. GG's. But I feel like it's very hard for me to like tell somebody how to control recoil. Like, it's just something you get a feel for. It's like very hands-on. It's like explaining someone how to write. Like, you just kind of do it. I don't know. Bro, do they still make kids use cursive? That was the biggest lie I was ever told. Was that we had to learn cursive. I'm gonna get in trouble one day for like forging my own signature because I don't even know what I do. I think there was somebody by this rock. I might be crazy, but I thought I saw someone. I think he just got cracked. Yeah, he's dead. If I'd soaring sprint, I'd shockwave on that, but I'm gonna have to use like 4 to even get there. I'm sit in this bush, so if someone comes behind me, I don't just get beamed. There is somebody coming behind me. They really sent a drone at me to shoot an RPG through my bush. The drone's name was Got Heartburn. I feel like some epic dev was just like, what do I name this? They had heartburn in that moment in time. That angle stinks for him. I don't know why he went for that. That is like, I feel like that hard favors the person on low ground there because he has to over peek so much. And it would annoy me for that reason, but now it's like somewhat chill. This guy's like playing the long game. He's hoping I disconnect at some point. He got his Black Knight skin out. He heard OG Fortnite was coming back, so he reinstalled. And then now he's here.